Good morning, guys. Welcome to Thursday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well. We're a day closer to the weekend. The weekend's just on the horizon. Perhaps not the best weekend in terms of quality of action, but I think we've been a bit spoiled recently, throughout the month so far. Royal Ascot was only last month, and then last week we had a fantastic 3-day meeting from Newmarket. It was a bit of a treat. So with that comes perhaps not the strongest of weekends this weekend, but of course glorious Goodwood isn't far away at all, so plenty of good racing to come up in the coming weeks. But before all that, there's actually a really decent day today. As I say in most of these videos, as the week goes on, the racing gets better. That's certainly the case tonight, with some really good racing. Actually, we're at Brighton, Hamilton, at Doncaster, Epsom, Killarney, and also at Leopardstown as well. Those are 2 meetings in Ireland, and I think I've missed out Carlisle there. I think there's racing at Carlisle as well today. So yeah, should be a really good day. Looking forward to it. Hopefully we can build on some more profit. Not Carlisle, Leicester. I don't know why I said Carlisle. Yeah, so racing today: Brighton, Hamilton, Leicester, Doncaster, Epsom, Killarney, and also at Leopardstown. So plenty for everyone. It's all about the flat racing today, and really looking forward to a good day of action. As I said, hopefully we can build on what was a profitable day yesterday, no doubt about that. Yeah, we'll talk about yesterday in just a second. Just a reminder that this is a Q&A session. If you did want to join in that, if you've got any questions about any of today's racing, or you want to get in touch and ask for maybe some anti-post tips, or you've just got any general horse racing queries, please do feel free to get in touch. This is your place to do so. I know plenty of you aren't able to watch this video live and you watch it on your lunch or something like that. Remember, you can just email joe@freeracingtips.co.uk or get in touch via Facebook, facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. So they're all the ways you can get in touch. Please do feel free to do so. Yesterday, another profitable day. Been a really good week so far. A good couple of weeks actually. After a couple of tough ones, we've certainly hit form again. The premium tip was actually, I was really disappointed in the premium tip. Was really fancied, I think, Admiral Hawks to do the business, but a bit of a questionable ride from a young apprentice. I think sometimes you've just got to take a bit of a grip with a horse. If they are a bit keen and want to get on with things, you just need to rein him in a bit. Admiral Hawk went off about 10 lengths in front in the early stages. They're racing over 2.5 miles, and then all energy was gone. So that was a real shame, but it didn't make for a poor day at all, because we had a 9-4 next best bet winner in the shape of Billingsgate, who was a 9-4 shot. Yeah, and I think we might all owe William Buick a pint after that one. A superb ride from him, managed to get up by just about a neck or so. As well as that, we had a 9-2 1-point win only single, bringing in 4.5 points, as well did the next best bet. That was under a superb ride from Adam Kirby, and that's exactly what you expect at Lingfield. He is the man that you want on your horse at Lingfield. I think even if Ryan Moore and Richard Hughes are racing, I'd still side with Adam Kirby at Lingfield. I think there's just something about him there. As well as that, there was a 20-1 place for Little Earner. Little Earner went on a bit of a drift all the way up to 20-1, but managed a place, meaning that the day in the end saw a 6.5 points in profit. So if you're going to £10 per point, you were 65 quid up. Even if you were going £1 points, you were still £6.50 in profit. So plenty of profit there. Hopefully we can build on that today with today's racing. It's certainly a day where we searched for value. A couple of horses are on a little bit of drift, not ones that I'm concerned about, but if we have a similar day to yesterday in terms of the similar types of horses winning, it'll be superb once again. There's no horse under 2-1, I don't think, today. It's sort of 3-1, most of them, and yeah, really should be a good day where we have, I think, found some really good value. So the premium tip, that goes in the 235 at Brighton, and it's burning the clocks currently at 11-4. Now this horse made actually a really promising debut at Leicester on first start, obviously, but then disappointed at Yarmouth last time out. But I think goes over an extra furlong today. You'll see it in your in sort of race cards at Brighton as sort of 5 furlongs and 262 yards or something like that. It is a 6 furlong race basically, and I think that extra, if you look at the breeding for this horse, who is actually really well bred, that extra furlong isn't going to be a problem. I think he's out of a 7 furlong winner, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. Was actually backed last time out, and in maidens, I think if a horse is backed but does disappoint, I don't think they wants to write off next time out. I think many beaten favourites in maidens then go on to win their next race, because there's clearly ability here, and connections clearly feel as though the horse is going to go well because he's been well supported. If you've got a horse that's run second and was maybe sort of 50 to 1, that might have been perhaps not a fluke as such, but it might not be true form. Whereas I think when a horse might have disappointed but have been well backed, you can expect them to run fairly well in the next race. And often Yarmouth races, you have a lot of the Newmarket stables do head down there, so Yarmouth maidens can actually be fairly strong. And I think heading down to Brighton looks to be a really good bit of placing. I think this horse has the ability. No doubt about that, and looks to be a really good bet. Looks to be a good bit of placing, and a good premium tip today at really a really good odds. Comes out on top on all figures as well. That's in the 235 at Brighton, burning the clocks at 11 to 4. The next best bet for today. This is probably the longest next best bet we'll put up. That's it goes in the 215 at Hamilton, and it's Dano at 6 to 1. This horse is on a bit of a drift, but again, it's not one I'm too concerned about at the moment, to be honest. I think this horse was really, really close last time out. Was only beaten by a head, and I think the horse that beat him was one that we were on, so we weren't too disappointed to see that. But the horse did catch my eye a bit and didn't do anything wrong, I don't think. Just came up against a slightly better one. Although this race might be a little bit more competitive, this is the 4th run for the horse, and has improved in each start so far, and has vital experience now, and has experience over some of these, and that can prove to be so crucial in races such as this one. Has improved with each race. This is the 4th run. I think you can expect one more improvement from the horse today, Dano, and I think will go really close and looks to be very, very good value. Again, a horse that came out on top on sort of the figures that I look at, came out on top and looks to be a good bet. I think we'll go well today in the 215 at Hamilton. Dano, the next best bet at 6 to 1. Right, the Little Earner, that goes in the 405 at Brighton, and it's Jazz Bay for us here, and that's at 12 to 1 from 14 to 1. This horse is off a really, really winnable mark, no doubt about that. It was right down the bottom in terms of the weights, and although perhaps not in the best of form, has shown some promise, and I'm taking a bit of a chance that this horse can build on that promise. Previously shown, was 4th at Goodwood back in May, and Goodwood is a Group 1 course, and Brighton certainly isn't. Goodwood form could be really strong, and if in that kind of mood, should be able to go really close here, I think, today. As I said, a horse that's shown a bit of promise, and this I don't think is the strongest race by any means. It's the really, really competitive handicap with I think it's 11 to 2 the field, but I just think you could be looking at some good value there. And certainly, the fact that there's a little bit of support for this horse is a good sign. Little Earner in the 405 at Brighton. I think Jazz Bay can show some of that earlier promise at 12 to 1. That's from 14s this morning. Right, we have 2 1-point win-only singles today, as well as always. It's British Embassy, and that's in the 225 at Leicester at 9 to 4. And then the 735 at Doncaster, it's King Therese at 10 to 3. They're all of today's tips. Remember, if you've got any questions about any of those, or if there's any races I haven't covered where you really like the look of a horse and you'd like my opinion or something like that, please do feel free to get in touch, and we can work that out for you if you want any extra tips, anything like that. Alternatively, if you're off to a race meeting perhaps this weekend and you'd like me to take a look at the card for you, I can of course do that. In terms of racing news at the moment, the Oaks winner Tagruda was all set to go to Ireland this weekend, but that doesn't look to be the case now. It looks as though she'll go for the King George at Ascot, and in a week on Saturday, which I think is a really, really good move from John Gosden and Sheikh Hamdan Al Maktoum. I think that's a really good move, and I think that horse will challenge. I don't think fillies have the best of records in it, but she's something special, and it will be good to see exactly how good she is. That's a race that's really starting to hot up and will be an excellent watch. AP McCoy, he's often a man that grabs plenty of headlines. He drew level with Martin Pipe's record of wins yesterday with a typical AP ride, really. It was just outstanding from him. I think, looked as though the horse was going to win, was then headed after the final hurdle, and it looked as though it wasn't going to do it, and then sometimes you just think, how has he managed to do that? And sometimes I think it's him carrying the horse over the line rather than the other way around. And an excellent ride there. No meetings for AP today, I don't believe, but I think there's probably some tomorrow. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he won't be. It won't be too long until he's broken that record, of course, and another great personal milestone for him. Tomorrow's racing looks really good, and Saturday, although I said it's not the best Saturday in the world, it's still a really good day of action with a few group races, and just not those group ones that we've been treated to over the last few weekends. But yeah, that's all to come. Hopefully we can continue building profit today. It's been a good week. Let's turn it into a great one. I've got a feeling a really big day's around the corner. Hopefully that can happen today with the value we have on today's horses. Remember, if you want to do a premium tip and next best bet double, just a 1 point win only single will be more than enough, I think, especially with the odds of today. So thank you for watching today. There'll be another video tomorrow at the same time. Tweet you a little bit later on, and bye-bye.